Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got...
Kyle McIntyre.
Oh, a little late here.
Me,
sorry.
I've been waiting at this desk.
Yeah.
So I called out for work for like 7 days, so we could do this.
Just been waiting. Apologize. I didn't get it out on Friday, but we're not going to skip a week. Just skip a couple days here. So I've been sick. I've been sick. It's a really bad cold, maybe a flu or whatever. I tested not COVID, but I don't know. I would, headache, body ache. I was like fever, like stuffy nose, sore throat, all that shit. And then I'm like, God damn, that sucks ass. And then I like tested. I'm like, that's not COVID. Okay, I guess it's just a cold. I don't know. Whatever. I felt like shit, and I was just sleeping as much as I can. Like, and then so I'm like on our normal record days, I'm like, sorry, Kyle, I gotta sleep. And so Kyle goes, oh man, fuck.
Bummer.
It didn't take much convincing. Like, hey Kyle, can we just like push it a couple days? Fuck it, fine.
My hoot is.
Yeah. You're like, or you just delete my number. Anyway, so sorry we're a couple days late, but I needed my rest, my beauty rest. Still a little sick. I feel a lot better today. I'm just very tired, and today was my day off. I slept and did nothing. I took a shower. That's about it. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah! And
then we're here, and now we're family.
Yeah.
But a little, pardon me if it's a little bit in my nose here. So, got a little bit of that mid hump over here. So a little, feeling better, but
better scoop them mids, dude.
Yeah. Was it it could be what I was hearing with the keto flu. I don't think it's a thing. I heard it from my very reliable source, Matt McCusker, podcaster from Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. He's doing keto too. He's like, oh man, I got a really bad keto flu. I'm like, I don't think that's a thing. But hey, coming up, was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks keto?
Nice,
alcohol free. So. Oh Jesus, it's been a rough one, I tell you.
No, I literally just had a beer like right before we started this, and then now I'm drinking my Friskies.
Yeah,
so.
But
found them in cans, dude.
Yeah,
so I cashed in.
Yeah,
put
Fresca,
it all on Fresca.
There's different flavors of Fresca, I'm assuming, right?
There are.
Which one?
But this is the original.
Yeah, the original. I've only ever seen the original at my on my beat, and it's great. I wonder if the other ones are as good too.
They're okay, I think,
but
probably fine.
Anyways, Fresca very. They either have it or don't at Vaughn's, and I need to jump on it because this past week, they didn't have it, so I got Sprite Zero. I got it because of the packaging. I saw that they now have it's green and it has black writing, so to match like the Coke Zero.
Damn. It's like Surge.
And I was like, dude, that looks so cool. I'm gonna get that. And guess what? Fucking bullshit. White can
on the inside?
This is what's in there. It's not a black can. It's not a fucking green can with black writing. I'm all about
catfish, dude.
I did. I'm all about the aesthetics. I'm like, I thought I was gonna have a cool fucking Sprite, and now I just had to drink this like a
Coke says to be less white, but looks like they're falling back on their word.
They're like, it's not easy being green. Anyway, anyways, drinks aside, sickness, getting down with the sickness aside. Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What's grooving? What is good?
I got a new pedal.
All right.
Should I show it?
Yeah. Show the boys and gals.
It's a super small pedal, actually.
To zoom in.
Yeah, you guys had to zoom in for this one. So it's like the whole fucking screen.
Yeah.
You can see my fingerprints and stuff on it.
Yeah.
But so this is a TU-1000.
Yeah.
Is a stage tuner.
Yeah. It's what was my joke is like, oh, what is that? The stage included on that? Oh, you perform.
Which stage? No,
very fucking big. And I guess listeners, it's a gigantic fucking tuner. Bigger than it's like. What would you say, like a rack tuner width or whatever?
Yeah, it's like a rack tuner that's melted backwards. It's like everything, like the face. It's actually bigger. I think the face is bigger than what you'd have.
But it's a pedal, so you put it on a pedal board or on the stage, and it's like as deep maybe as like a Strymon or something like that, but it's wide as maybe a trifecta, and it's big. It's
as long as like 2 Strymon pedals, like 2.5 Strymon pedals.
Yeah,
long, and it's actually it's like a 1/4 inch or more longer, or like in width.
Yeah, so it's unnecessarily big. It's a you got it, and I was like, I think you texted Johnny, and I'm like, oh, I got a TU 1000 or whatever pedal. I'm like, what?
And
then I looked at it, I'm like, what the fuck? Why? I don't think you ever said, but why did you get this pedal? It's a tuner. That's it, a tuner. So it's a very inconvenient way to tune.
Inconveniently sized.
Yes.
If you're worried about size. If you're not worried about size, then this thing's awesome.
Yeah. That's actually great because it takes up, it's harder to lose.
Yeah. It makes this room smaller. It feels really small now having this thing in here.
It makes me want to buy a bigger house. So that, inspiration for you.
Someone posted on, they made like a Photoshop picture of a pedal board with this on the front of it. And it was like, they made it longer. They made it bigger. Like it was the full length of almost like the PT,
Pro.
I don't know, like a PT Pro.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, whoa, does that exist? And I was like, it's a Boss tuner. I looked it up. I'm like, okay, the dimensions aren't as big as what they're, it was a joke, right? It was like, look at my tuner. Oh, they had like their pedals, they had like, 8 pedal wide across, which actually might, I don't know. Anyways, so it might actually be 8 pedals wide, like 8 MXR style.
Yeah.
But I saw one for like $110 on Reverb, free ship with the power cord, with like the original cord. I'm like, well, I mean,
yeah.
The other ones were like $300.
Yeah.
Like maybe like, let's say 150 to 300 range.
Yeah.
Shipping from different areas and stuff. And I was like,
so you could justify it, like it's a smoking deal for
it's
something
a pretty good deal for a pedal, like a Boss tuner. If you went like a TU, 3 Waza, I mean, those are expensive, right?
Those are more expensive, yeah.
Those are more expensive.
That's correct.
And this is a TU2, like an original one, is going to be like 60, maybe, to 100 range. I mean, that's what people are trying to sell them for.
100 new? People are egregious, especially with like the Duke of Tone or whatever, that fucking MXR one. I want one of those. But how
about, wait, Ducatone?
Yeah.
The little one?
Yeah. Because they're not in stock, at least at Sweetwater at the moment. You can back order.
Damn, I should have bought that one. Fuck.
They're coming into stock again. Just back order it from Sweetwater. Hit up your boy.
Yeah, hit up my boy.
But I want to get this. Let me know when it's
RYNE. How would you say that name? RYNE.
Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan?
Ryan.
Okay, well, let's say Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
I have a new boy. I have a new boy at Sweetwater, by the way. Yeah. That should be my what's new.
Yeah.
New boy, I'm hitting him up.
Well, yeah, you hit him up on the Patreon. You hit him up like,
bro, I did send that.
How did that go?
We've been talking.
I guess spoilers for last week's Patreon. Kyle just hit up his rep out of the blue. Like how they hit you up out of the blue. Kyle hit him up out of the blue. Like, hey, bro, what games do you play? Because if you haven't been on Sweetwater, we're not sponsored by them, but we both shop there. You're assigned a rep essentially. Like you don't get to choose. I don't know. I'm sure you can, but you're assigned a rep, like a sales rep. And then if you need to call or have problems with your order, stuff like that, they can help you. But they will a lot of times like cold call you, cold email you. And then you actually can go on the website, and then there's a lot of times they fill out like a questionnaire, a bio, like meet your sales rep, so-and-so. And they have a blurb about themselves and like, what do you like? I like long walks on the beach, blah, 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 stuff like that. And so Kyle read his, and it's like, oh, the guy said he liked games. So Kyle hit, put your money where your mouth is, bro. What do you like to what's your gamer tag?
Yeah.
Have you played with him yet?
We've been talking back and forth, as bros do.
Mm-hmm.
And, talking about just stuff, really. But he's left me on red, I think. So I think he caught on to my plan. It's been.
What's your plan?
I don't know, not really.
Waste his time.
Yeah, probably. He's probably like, fuck, I gotta fucking work.
This cocksucker hasn't bought anything in 3 years. Okay,
Yeah.
When you buy something, I'll answer his dumb questions. How about that?
Yeah, it says 7 days since the last time he said something. But we're on a pretty good roll. I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
Well, he's probably busy.
Hit him up and play some fucking Rocket League, dude.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, actually, he did mention something about Rocket League. We talked about the individual games we like, and then he was telling me that they have like like you can check out pedals, like you can like go and like almost like a vending machine style thing and check out gear.
Oh, Sweetwater,
and go take it home to play. I'm like, that's pretty sick.
That's cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Should move there actually.
Get a job there, and then you could be my sales rep.
Yeah, this will be our conversation.
Yeah, and just do it on the clock and get paid for it.
I'd fucking hate that.
Finally get paid for the podcast.
You'd have like 400 people to call and send emails to every fucking week, probably, or monthly.
Yeah,
that drive me nuts. But anyways, he's a pretty sick guy. Anyways, we're getting to know each other, feeling each other out.
All right.
Well, he would kill me if he knew I bought this.
Yeah.
No, so you were saying it was, that's like a old pedal, right?
I would assume that it was like an old fucking pedal because of how big it is, but you did look it up.
Yeah, I did look it up. It's actually like 2009.
Which is, it's older, but it's like, I'm sure it's discontinued, but I was expecting something from like 80s or something.
Yeah.
Just almost the style of it and the fact that I'm like, why would you need a tuner that big?
This is the power supply for it. Like, it is kind of out, over the top.
Yeah.
But it came with it, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, because I bought my first like pedal ever was a TU2. And I was like, bought that in 2005, something like that. And then, so that was already out when these were in production. I kind of think of like, maybe these were for people who were like on stages that they feel like they needed really big tuner. Is it brighter than like a TU2?
Yeah,
is there something
definitely.
Okay. So that's probably the technology that is now in the Wazacraft and the TC Electronic tuner line where it's like bright.
Yeah,
they needed that in that size chassis at the time.
Well, you have like the scent style, which moves like whenever but then you also have like the strobe style, which like.
I never liked that.
I hate that. But it like moves across. And it's fucking bright as hell.
Like, because of the strobe tuners, like, because you had that in the rack tuner version. I think you could still have that in, most every other tuner. I think TU2 has that, and the fucking TC Electronic Polytunes have that. I'm like, I hate that. It looks cool.
What button I fucking hit?
I'm like,
God damn it.
Yeah, like, because I'm like, I get like, I'm like,
fuck, I need to call my Sweetwater rep on stage. Oh, shit.
Seizure while you try to tune. You're like, fall over.
I need your help. No, I think this will be perfect to go on the 20 series board that I've always thought about doing. Okay, this would be
the Boss
outrageous.
20.
The Boss 20 series. So I already have an SL. That's the only thing I have. But the SL, the slicer. Right? But it would be funny to not only have like the biggest tuner they offer, but like some of the biggest pedals.
Yeah.
The Giga delay, the Giga Chad delay, whatever. Yeah. They have a rotary. Don't they have a? Yeah, they have like a rotary pedal. Chorus ensemble still. So it's
overdrive, stuff like that. Yeah.
That one actually is probably I think that one would be cool. The OD or the
DD22. I think that would be a good one.
They have an amp emulator, I think, or like
I think we literally went over all of them.
I know. Okay, sorry.
I see you typing and you're going to pull them up and read them.
I'm not typing. My hands are right here. So anyways, that's the new thing, which was obviously didn't need that because I have like a snark tuner literally that's still in the box over here. I'm never going to use. I don't think. And then probably should have left it with you.
TU2.
Well, the snark tuner's so fucking ugly. I think it's almost like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I remember buying that at like the Guitar Center outlet because it was like $10. And I'm like, well, Could always use a extra tuner, because at the time my only pedal tuner was the TU2. I'm like, well, this is like $10, something like that. Might as well get it. And then new, they were like $25, so it wasn't that much of a deal.
Yeah.
Or $20 maybe, something like that. And I'm like, it's fine. It's a tuner. It works. It's ugly. It's
It'll get you there.
Yeah, it's fine. It was always something that's just like, yeah, how much pride can you have in a tuner? Apparently, a good amount. Yeah. A good amount. Because I love my poly.
Strymon needs to make a tuner. And Chase Bliss needs to make a tuner, and then they need to charge
super fucking complicated with a bunch of dip switches and shit like that.
Yeah, dip switches. Like, how much in tune do you want to be? I want to be very in tune.
All the dip switches that are going to buy it and then resell it.
The
fucking limited pedal I have here.
This is a $400 tuner.
And then I'm going to resell it. No, it sounds like Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we got the tuner.
Oh no! Looks like you got a tuner.
Limited edition Chase Bliss tuner.
Anyway.
Look at my sweater. You're getting very sleepy.
Let's hold Rick say the damnedest thing. The most fucked up shit.
Yeah. Tone jerk say the most fucked up shit.
I once had a tone jerk.
Once.
Anyway, so besides that, still going over music and replacing plugins and shit. I did record a song the other day with the Grabber. No, not the fucking Grabber. The T40.
Yeah.
Completely different sound. Obviously different than P-Bass. Yeah. You know, I wasn't trying to find the P-Bass sound. I just wanted to lock in a kind of a cool, sound, bass tone, whatever. And I did find something. At least I'll probably go back and listen to it and go, Jesus, fuck. What was I thinking? But you had mentioned like a plugin that you bought recently, or like the Ampeg ones, like you bought the full suite or whatever, maybe?
No, I was I was trying it in the Apollo, the UAD Ampeg, like
whatever.
So it comes with a free like classic Ampeg with the silver line or whatever like that, and it's fine. Sounds fine. Sounds good. It's included, so it's not free. It's included with the fucking interface, and then they have like the pay per version, whatever. Like you pay for this version, and I'm like, wow, that sounds so much fucking better. Of course, they like behind a paywall. They like, oh yeah, we can actually make this sound better. I'm like, like they include like some plugins like 1176 like compressors or like different preamps and stuff like that. But if you pay for it, the 1176 paid version sounds so much better. People are like, okay, that's they want your money there. So of course give you something that's good enough that sounds pretty fucking good, and it's cool because it's using the processing on the U audio as opposed to your computer, blah blah blah, and then you pay for the stuff. So I was trying the Ampeg one because it was like 7-day trial that you can do with the plugins, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds so much better. I mean, maybe eventually I might buy it because I'm like, they have like an SVT3 Pro that's pretty good, and then the classic, and then the 25 watt, the flip top deal, whatever that's called.
Yeah, the Rocket or whatever. Maybe it's not the Rocket,
but
I'm just trying the
open
flip top,
like an open face sandwich of the amp world there.
Which is the lamest sandwich, by the way.
I don't think I even know what that is.
It's not even a sandwich.
What is it? Is it exactly?
I've had open face sandwich. It's on one piece of bread.
Yeah, so it's just.
Where's the other fucking slice?
So it's not a goddamn sandwich.
I get it. It's open face, but you can't call that a sandwich.
I went to a place once and I had no idea.
It's a crostini with a big chunk of meat on it.
Like, I had no idea what the hell a wedge salad was. I was like, okay, I saw what was in it. So essentially, it is a like head of lettuce that they cut into a wedge and they put that on a plate, and here's all the shit. You figure it out. I'm like,
yeah,
this sucks.
You gotta chop it
how
up.
is this a goddamn option?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I have like a fork, and I'm trying to like cut this fucking thing. And I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, well, I just saw what the ingredients were. I didn't know what a wedge. I'm probably an idiot, right? Admittedly.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, your words.
Don't put me in I don't want to be here.
Tough place, yeah. But yes.
I could just say, no, you're not. Whoa, hey, whoa.
You can't
I don't want to get anyone in trouble here.
Like, but yes, you are fucking stupid.
I don't want to step on anyone's toes here. But,
it's just what you are.
It's just what you are.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a wedge salad. I'm never am going to fucking order a wedge salad again. Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's fine. It has like tomato and lettuce and other shit in it.
Yeah, but it's like they just chopped a quarter of a freaking...
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, you figure it out. I'm like, you couldn't have chopped it a little bit more, please?
It's the same situation when you go to one of those grill it yourself restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
You ever had that? Here's they give you a fucking like skillet or a little like a spatula. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the grill. What?
A date once to one of those. And it was like, I was just like, drinking, and I'm like, oh, gee, not paying attention. I'm like, yeah, I think I flipped it. And then somebody's like, yeah, you're doing these, group of people. It's like, oh, you're doing a really bad. Like, she's like, she like just took it over for me. It's like, I'll cook this for you. I'm like, thank you. And then I just like, she's like, you just go sit down. Like, she like saw me struggling. It was not the person I was like on the date with. It was like a totally different party, and they're like, I'm just gonna cook this for you. Like, you're sitting over there.
Wait, so you let a stranger cook your fucking beef?
Yeah, she did a good job.
I know. That's not what. God damn it! You used to have dysentery.
Yeah, it's just,
what happened?
Or
I let a stranger cook my food for me.
Do you know everybody at the restaurant that you go to?
Yeah,
that cooks your food.
Yeah. Oh wait, what? No, was it a customer or was it someone who worked there?
It was a customer.
Oh my god, that's worse.
It's fine.
That's worse.
I mean, obviously I died, so you're right, Kyle.
Shut up! I'm glad you learned something.
I trust everybody at the fucking gas station that cooks my fucking hot dogs. I trust them with my life. You eat a hot dog and immediately shit yourself.
The hot dog dino.
When I go down to the Buc-ee's, I trust that they really know what they're doing. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, but a customer, that person doesn't have clean hands. I fucking guarantee they just scratch their dick or their balls or both or someone else's.
Yeah. And who's to say I haven't?
Yeah. Okay. But you're going to eat it. That's your own funk.
Yeah. It's your own brand, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah. Went to one of those and then I ended up not really cooking it myself. It was good.
It's a good experience. It's fine. I've had it where it's a horrible experience. I had I was into fish. I like tuna.
Yeah.
But every cut so I got a cut of tuna and it had so much silver skin in it.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could sear it. You don't have to cook it very long.
Yeah.
But the knives they gave you to cut this shit, it's almost like they didn't trust you with anything sharper than a butter knife.
It's like the safety scissors for kids.
Oh my god, it was horrible. I was so pissed. We went there. Someone gave us a gift card to go to one of these places.
Yeah,
I think it's called the Strip Club. Literally, the place is called the Strip Club.
Oh, yeah,
and we went there and ordered that thing. Put on the grill. I'm going to cut it, and I can't. Like the fucking knife cannot cut through the silver skin, which is like the sinew.
So I got that gift, and then I found that person. I punched him in the back of the fucking head.
I wish. Waitress is like, oh, is everything okay? I'm like, no, this sucks. Like, this is horrible. And so she got me another cut. So I went to cook it, and the same fucking thing, same dull knife, which I didn't realize it was the fucking knife that was.
Yeah.
Anyways, she's like, well, maybe this isn't your thing. I'm like, I like tuna. I don't like silver skin. Yeah. I don't want to chew on that. I don't want a fish jerky.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
I got them because I fucking filled up on rolls.
Yeah, I got their asses.
I filled up on bread.
Yeah,
3 baskets.
Filled up on water.
Water.
After that,
just 3.
Made it get 8 trips worth of water.
Just bunch of bread that you ate. Anyways, sick.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I'm still in my what's new, huh? So this week finally finished the fence, right?
Okay.
So I had like a good maybe 6 or 7 8-foot sections that I already did, and then I just did 3 more over the weekend. So
yeah, working man.
Doug, huh?
Working man.
Oh yeah. Digging the fence pole. I think I did that like a little while ago. Set the poles in concrete. Had to redo one because it wasn't in a line. So pissed me off. Pissed me right the fuck off.
God
damn. I had to chip it up because I already set it in fucking concrete, so I had to like chip it.
Set it and I forget it.
Yeah, it was like way too far forward. So, anyways, got that one. Then we just put all the fence panels up yesterday. So that 2, I guess it's 2 panels of whatever, 3 posts, 2 panels in between of pickets are done. So now I'm doing the gate. So I got to figure out, I got to like engineer this fucking thing. So I've been everywhere on how, I've been looking on YouTube, but no one has the style of fence that I have basically on YouTube, where it's a metal pole with the wood between, right, that runs between the poles, and then the pickets, right? And so I'm trying to figure out what is a design. Everyone goes, and when they do have that, they weld their own frame. I'm like, okay, well, I can't weld.
Yeah.
So what would a freaking normie like me, have? And no one seems to have it. So I think I might just have to do trial and error on it. But I mean, I think I figured out what I'm going to do, but we'll see.
Yeah. You're like,
we'll see. I'm not. Just because, like, you could have the metal with the wood, but it'll be floppy, and then I don't want to have cables going everywhere to put I mean, I might have to add rigidity. It's a 16-foot, length. So it's gotta be strong. Put on a track, so I gotta buy hardware for that, and so it'll be its own. Yeah, it's a real bitch.
It is.
So
this is true.
But the fence looks great. I think it looks really good.
Real primo.
So yeah, if I do say so myself. But I did. You ever like misstep or whatever and like hurt something in your body, or like I guess not like your ankle, not like roll your ankle, but like I was carrying something, right, and I stepped into a hole that I forgot was there. I didn't dig it. I pulled something out that left a hole, and then I stepped in it. And so when I was carrying something heavy, and when I stepped, I like tried to not fall with the object, and I like hurt my rib. Like, fucking getting old. That's probably what's happening. Actually.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. So,
and
things that wouldn't have hurt like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been like, oh no, there's a hole there. But now it's like, fucking goddamn it, there's a oh, my rib, I can't breathe. Oh god, and I'm like trying to stretch your ribs out, and you're like, oh, and then the other side hurts. You're like, oh no.
I think when we started this podcast, we were like, what? 29, something like that.
Oh yeah, dude, we were fucking. We weren't spring chickens back then, I guess.
Youngsters, definitely youngsters. And now it's like we're coming up on 35. Now it's like, holy shit, it's different. Yeah. It's a different world out there.
It's different, dude.
It hits. Walking hits different.
Yeah, dude. God, so yeah, I freaking tweaked my ribs, and like I couldn't sit in a position that was comfortable. It felt like it's like, trying to stretch it, and then like you like pull something else.
Yeah.
God, I need to do fucking yoga, dude. I'm like turning into like a rubber band ball,
Yeah.
It's just tight as fuck.
Rubber band man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like.
Anyways, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think that I always kind of think I'm like, oh, if I started doing yoga, I'd stretch. Because I'm not limber at all.
Yeah.
I can't stretch. Even when I was like, I think of like when I was at like my thinnest of like, when I was really like running all the time, and like I couldn't stretch very like well at all. I couldn't touch my toes. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, man, when I was at my like thinnest, I'm like 5'11", 5'10", and I think I was like 148. I'm like, I still had like a gut. I'm like, this fucking sucks. I was like dieting, like really. I'm like, the fuck? How come I don't like? You have to have like and that is really, you need to be like lifting heavier weights and stuff like that. I was just like, I was running and dieting. That was it. Like, it was skinny fat. I'm like, this sucks. Imagine dieting and being like the thinnest I've ever been. I'm like, why the fuck do I still have a gut? God damn it. I'm like the Grinch. God, fuck. And now I'm fatter. Still got the same gut.
Yeah. I can't even say I was like even, good back then. Even when I was like 215.
Yeah.
It was like, I had like a flubby gut because I'd lost a bunch of weight. Still wasn't good.
And you're like, I don't like this. I'm going to fill back up. Fuck it. And I'm like, get to my smallest. Fuck this. I'm just going to eat pizza and beer. Fuck that.
Yeah.
This sure as hell won't catch up to me when I'm 35. Wrong. Anyways, yeah, no, you get your shit rocked.
Yeah, and it was like nothing. It's like I just stepped into like a hole that was like, it was about a foot deep. So I like my body freaked out. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't I fill this? I pulled a pole out of it that had like a chunk of concrete on it, and I didn't fill it in. And so it was also like soft dirt too. It was like fluffy, and so like I stepped and I like, and I like tensed up and like God, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
You're trying to think of like ways.
I'd rather roll my fucking ankle again. No, I'm just kidding.
You're trying to protect the homestead. Like,
yeah.
Home Alone style.
Yeah.
Little booby traps.
Can't get rocked when I'm trying to protect the homestead, dude.
You got Kyle McAllister out there. Yeah.
Anyways, that's my what's new. What do you got?
Let's see. So I played that gig with Guttermouth. Maybe like about a week or so ago. And it was fucking rad. It was so much fucking fun. It was, I want to say probably the biggest crowd Just In Case has played with since I've been in the band. And it was over 200 people. Place was, sold out. People, and they dug us. Like, I was like, so I was thinking like, I don't know, they're an older punk band, like skate punk band. They might not like us because we were definitely the most like, probably poppiest band, pop punk band on the lineup. So they might think of like, fuck you, pussies, or,
Yeah.
We've had that with playing before where we played with like punk bands or whatever, and people just not like it. And so I was like, we might not be everybody's cup of tea, but whatever. And so we're right in the middle. I'd say we had probably one of the biggest crowds of the openers, and it was great. So killer venue, first time being there. I'd say everything was awesome about the venue. Staff was great. Sound was great. Awesome. The worst thing was that when they built this place, it used to be another bar that we used to play back in the day. Totally renovated that place, but like just to ground level, and they rebuilt it. A lot of it with shows in mind, except they had no place for bands to store gear at all.
Yeah.
Most of the bands brought their shit to their car or whatever afterwards. I'm like, I don't like that idea. I don't like leaving gear in a car because it's like, boom, break that. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And nobody's going to be like, hey, stop that. They're going to be like, oh man, that sucks.
Anyways, yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, so we didn't do any of that. And also I didn't drive. I Ubered there.
Oh, damn.
So, with the beach, right by the beach, boy, I'm not trying to park my boat truck anywhere. Anyway, so got there. That's the worst thing about the venue. That's worst thing aside. Great sound on stage. The way that they have this stage, it's this giant, like, it's not a projector. It's not even, I don't know, like screen TV thing. I don't know, behind you. It is like the backdrop. As big as the whole fucking backdrop of a stage, and we, bands got to like, oh, give us your logo and put it. And my band, Just In Case, we recently got kind of like a logo revamp or whatever. We worked with the graphic designer Peter from Riot Scene. I don't know where he gave me one of his shirts. Cool. Local, I don't know, clothing company. He also does like local shows, promoter, and we like the graphic design that he does. So I'm like, oh, can you, do you do logo work? And he's like, oh, I do that actually for a living for companies and for bands and websites. So he vamped and for my band. It was cool process. Actually, we kind of had meetings with him and over Zoom, and kind of he's showing us like ideas. I'm like, okay, what do you guys like? Blah, blah, blah. And so we took all the time to do that. And it really was awesome because we had these high res, great vectored out, logos and then Brian took them, and because I'm like, oh, our new logos, they look sick. Brian kind of did some quick animations with it, so like melting into other
nice.
So like maybe like a minute long video that the guy was able to take that video and just replay it behind us, so it looked like instead of just one static image, they melted into others, they pixeled into other. Yeah, it was cool. So that made you look pro because you're like, oh shit, we have like essentially like a backdrop behind us. So in case people are like, who's this band? Oh, just in case. Yep. And then on stage, it was great sounding.
Nice.
It sounded great when you're in the crowd, and then when you're on stage, like no problem. The guys both used in-ears, Adam and Brian. I still stuck with my wedges because I'm like, I'm not, being tied. We don't have wireless or anything at the moment. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can just stick with wedges. And the guy did not miss a beat. It sounded great.
Every time you talk about wedges, isn't that a shoe? So it's like a women's shoe, like a
wedge.
Never mind. I was wearing my wedges. Or no.
Yeah, the monitor wedges. I guess.
I
not
got
to be
you.
confused with shoes. That
the
shoes, or salads that you should not get.
Yeah, there you go.
Suck.
There's or that one, the wedge robot.
Yeah,
like the
BattleBots wedge.
BattleBots. There you go.
Yeah. I could.
The wedge.
Everything was super clear, and I was wrong about the backline that was provided at this venue. It very much was what was listed on that we were sent prior. It was an SVT Classic 810 cab, and then an SVT 7 Pro. So, yep, that was great. So that was what
eating your words. It looks like,
and I plugged into that amp, and I liked it. I still went DI out of my dark glass, and the guy was fine with that.
Why 700? Like why? Like I don't.
The SVT.
It doesn't even seem like
700 watts or whatever. I don't even know what it is. It's more modern, but it sounded great. It was easy. It didn't have a 3-band or the 10-band EQ or whatever.
It has like parametric or whatever.
Yeah, but no, it's just simple bass, mid, trub, and gain on, super low or super high. And
gain on.
Yeah. It was great. And then so still went DI, but used the Ampeg for stage volume. And once
there's compression on this too.
That I kind of just turned off.
Yeah.
And then, but it was awesome having a big amp for stage volume because I kind of turned it down a little bit because I'm like, okay, well maybe this guy wants to have, quieter stage. And then so I was talking to the sound guy. I'm like, hey, can I get more bass in my wedge salad here? And he's like, hold on. He walks over. He's like, cranks up the bass amp. Like it was like boom, boom. He's like, all right, well, I can put a little bit more in there. I'm like, that's what you want. That sounds fine to me, I guess. And it was a big enough venue that it didn't bother anything. Didn't sound bad, but it felt great on stage with like a big ass amp. I'm like, oh, these are fun. Playing a big amp like that, that's fun. He just cranked that motherfucker. Adam went DI with a fractal. And you couldn't tell a difference on stage that he was silent because the sound engineer knew that I was the only one without in-ears. And so he blasted my mix throughout all the front of the stage. So anywhere I was, I could hear my own mix because Adam and Brian had in-ears. And he mixed it great for them. And I was like, oh, shit. So I'm like, this is great. This place is awesome. And then we played, I think we played really fucking well. And then the crowd was super into it. And that was one, like I said, I was kind of like, I don't know if they're going to dig us because, no disrespect.
Too punk
like,
rock.
Exactly. Some older heads, old heads in the crowd there. Guys who were like, been around the block a few times. And they're like the jacket with the studs and shit like that.
Yeah, man, this town's desolate, bro.
They're dressed like punkers and stuff like that. And then there was even one guy that was, while I was playing, he came up to my side and he was just staring at me, like staring me down almost like, oh fuck, this guy fucking hates us. He's probably gonna, say something, throw a beer at me, give me a finger, words. Might say a gamer word. And then he had a beer, and I'm like, oh, these people might say, fuck you, shut the fuck up. Guttermouth, bring them out. But he went to go grab a beer, go grab his wife, And then he's like pointing at me, and he's all like, "This guy," he's all like stoked, and he's like, "Oh, like give me the the rocker hands and stuff like that." I'm like, he liked what I was doing. I'm like, okay, cool. And then kind of like gave him like fist bump or whatever and stuff like. I'm like, okay, this guy enjoys this. I didn't know if he was. And then all that and then you get off stage and people just like you get your praises, which I thought was cool. People like just stopping me. I'm like, hey, you're great. Hey, you're great. And then that guy, I saw him. He's like, oh my god. He's like, you're a great bass player. He's like, I thought you were gonna break the fucking strings on your bass. Like you play it so hard. Like, there's a lot of bass players out there that are just so boring to watch. He's like, you play the hell out of your bass. You look like you're having fun out there. You really like help bring the show. And I'm like, that's cool. Because there's a lot like you just other bands are like bass player just like
yeah.
And like and even the headlining band, the bass player just like. And then there was a ska band. The guy was fucking but he was just like I'm like, he's a better bass player than me. But he's like, oh, like all I'm hitting is just open D, and the strings just flopping all over the place. He's like, dude,
which bass were you playing?
Playing the Birdo bass. It's another thing too. Got a lot of compliments on that. People coming like, what the hell is that thing? And I'm like, oh, it's a custom bass that my friend is making, or my friend made me. Blah blah blah. Kind of a lot went into it, and then so I'd mentioned that Justin extra glue on the nut. That's working out. Nut's not going anywhere. And then I had on the Schroeder bridge, I was a lot of shaking going on, and then rattling some of the adjustment screws or whatever loose on D, E, my drop D E string. Yeah, that's my main driver just in case.
You're thick. You're fucking thick.
So I'm like, okay, it's kind of rattling that loose, and so I'm like, okay, I used thread lock, totally fine. Nice. With that stuff, I can't help it. I'm like, I think I used too much. Well, fuck it. Looks like it's not getting adjusted now.
You're only supposed to put a dot on it. Did you use blue?
Yeah. So a little dollop, but I'm like, oh, that filled up all the grooves. All right.
Yeah. Blue is the removable shit. Okay, you don't want to use red.
No.
Unless it's something that you don't want coming off.
Yeah, I used blue. So it stayed, played really well. And I kept double checking. I'm like, nope, that's good. Nope, not popping out of the nut. We're good. And yeah, it sounded great. A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people talk to me who are musicians. Are like, what is that? What the hell is that? And I was texting Justin. I'm like, you need to get stickers and get cards and give me some. Like, he started laughing. He's like, I am gonna get on it. You're right. He's like, I don't think that's a bad idea. And I'm like, because I show people his Instagram. He's like, cool, but it's like won't stick as much. And I'm like, give me some business cards, give me some stickers, and I'll pass them out. I'll keep them in my base case. So that was good to hear. But yeah, I was, running around on stage. You kind of mentioned about, falling in your hole there, and then feeling it, feeling the repercussions. You're dealing with your actions. You're taking them, and so was I.
Don't make me laugh. I can't breathe.
I'm out there. I was jumping around on stage. I'm having fun. Like the guy mentioned, oh, you're having fun, a lot of fun out there. Well, the next day, not having as much fun. There's a big difference of jumping around, rocking out, being 35 as opposed to 25. I'll tell you what, pal. Oh, geez, I'll tell you. But yeah, it was like the next day I was like sore as hell. I was like, holy shit. I got hit by a bus.
That's a stretch, dude.
Anybody get the name of that bus? Number on that bus? But I had fun. So there was like a little part here where this venue had a tall stage. It probably came up to maybe, I don't know, for me, my chin or probably chest area, whatever. So it's a cool, like big stage. And then they had this like thing where it's like a metal grate, and it was like where they had the monitors on, and it extended past the stage. And I saw from when you're in the crowd, there's a sign that says, oh, don't put your drinks on the monitor ledge thing.
Yeah.
And then, so I saw that. I'm like, oh, okay, but don't put drinks on there. Probably because it doesn't spill and fuck up the monitors, the wedges. And, but you
want that in your wedge salad.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the bridge that's hanging out there. And then when I'm on stage, so the first song opens up and it's like, boom, we explode and we go and running around, stuff like that. I, was like, oh, I'm going to jump up on the monitor wedge here and stand on it. And like the security guard, he's like instantly like tap, yo, bro, my man, you got to get down. And then so I did. I jumped back off. And then as soon as I got, stood back down, I'm like, oh, a giant sign that says, do not stand on this. Do not walk on this at all. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, there's, yep, okay. Because
how could you be so stupid?
Well, because I didn't even notice it until he pushed, like, he didn't push me, but he's like, it was really just like, yo, come on. Like, he just tapped my leg, and I'm like, all right, okay.
Pulls the hair on your leg.
You hear it over the whole mix of the band.
Like Velcro.
Yeah, make you think twice. Because the opening band I saw, when it
he has a water bottle. He sprays you with it like a cat.
The opening band I saw, the guitarist singer, she stood up on it. I'm like, okay, well, nobody pushed her down. I guess that's fine. And then I'm like, well, there's a huge difference between like a guitarist. She was probably like maybe 5'5", probably 100 pounds, as opposed to a big walrus like me. Like, what's the keto, man?
The guy's like, oh, fuck.
Holy shit, bro, he's gonna fucking fall in the crowd. You need a crane to get his ass out of here.
Yeah,
Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, they only had a welder come in and fix it last time.
Yeah. The other fat bass player that came here last week destroyed this thing. No, I just thought it was funny. And I'm like,
we just fixed that.
Yeah, running around. It was cool. A bunch of my coworkers came out, and we did well. And I was like, okay, good, because they like came out, they brought their husbands or boyfriends or whatever, and I'm like, okay, a good crowd of them were there. I'm like, oh shit. Hopefully we don't suck. And then it's like, oh yeah, the bad band. The coworker with the bad band. Yeah, we saw them.
Yeah, you're the one with the bad band, right? You're like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
shit. Because plain, we didn't have that reputation, and I'm like, okay, a lot of coworkers haven't seen, just in case. And then so like, oh, and I'm like, no, I liked it. So that was good. But yeah, so much fun. I still kept it sober, so it was tough. It was fucking tough. A rough one. No, but it's like everybody's fucking hammered. Everybody's drinking, beer. Friends and coworkers are all like, "Oh, can you have a drink?" I'm like, "No, I'm trying to stay sober. Trying to see if I can get through, a month." And then they're like, "Oh, so not even like a shot of tequila?" I'm like, "Well, that's still drinking, so no,
still alcohol,
still alcohol."
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like, oh, because it's like, keto is what you're worried about, whatever. Then I'm like, well, that, but also like I want to kind of kickstart, and also I'm like, I want to. Prove to myself that I can do it for a month.
Yeah.
So far, still strong here, going 3 weeks. But it was like, it was funny. I was hanging out with, Brian afterwards, and we were like loading up his car there. And I'm like, oh man, it would have been more fun. And I'm like, oh man, friends are drinking, people are drinking, having a good time. And then people are drunk, and they're like, leaning on my shoulder. You guys fucking killed it, just in case, bro. You guys are pro. And I'm like,
thanks.
And our friend was there. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna get you a drink. I'm like, I told you I'm not drinking. Like, well, come on, what can I get you? I'm like, can you get me a Diet Coke? I'm fucking not ordering a Diet Coke. Sorry. I'm not gonna go to a bar and order a Diet Coke. I'm sorry. I'm like, can you give me water? Okay, I can do a water. So apparently, water's cooler than Diet Coke. If you're at a bar, that's one thing I learned. Okay, so I was walking with Brian, walking his gear. I'm like, oh man, it would have been so much more fun if I was drinking. And Brian's like, no, it's overrated. It's fine. You wouldn't have had more fun if you
don't have to drink to like have fun, dude.
Fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. He is. You're all liars. I would have known I would have had a good time.
This is like what's that movie with Jim Carrey in it? The Truman Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, you don't have to drink to have you see the fourth wall. Yeah.
I'll lie. Because I'm like,
man. You're in on it.
No, because I Ubered there, and I'm like, oh, I could have just got fucking trashed and, whatever. But it was okay. I was just like, man. But hey, I stood strong. I just enjoyed my water, and I snuck in some granola. I was in the back eating. I had like a Ziploc baggie of granola,
just and then palming fucking granola.
And Brian had mentioned, I was like, "What the hell? That kind of, I don't know. It kind of looks like shrooms, whatever." And security guard kind of saw me. He's like, "What is that?" And I was yelling it. I'm like, "It's granola." I'm like, "It's keto," and he's like, "Get it from Costco." And he's just like, he starts laughing. He's like, Jesus Christ. I'm drinking my water and eating granola in the corner.
Granola? That's like a breakfast food, dude.
No, I needed some sustenance to sustain me from the rocking and rolling. But just I yell over the band, it's granola. It's keto. The guy just starts, he's lost. He's like, what the fuck is your, have fun, bro.
Yeah, everyone has their own way to party, I guess.
Like, all right, okay. I'm on a diet. Just yelling. But yeah, so no more shows booked at the moment. So what we're gonna do is try and get some new shirts and merch and stuff like that with the aforementioned logos that we got from Peter over there at Riot Scene. They look sick. I'm sure they'll be cool on shirts. But yeah, nice. And one thing I do want to work on, which I guess maybe talk about in another episode, because I'm still trying to put my brain around it. I want to have a streamlined in-ear monitor setup for the band. Because right now what we're using works, but
it's messy.
Well, there's like 2 at least separate little boxes that we bring every time. Brian brings every time. And then each one of those has a wall wart. And then there's cables that we have to go in here to go to there, and then wire here, and then you put your in-ears wired in. I'm like, okay, that's no good. And we played shows where it's every show, it's a spaghetti wire city.
Yeah, you need to have it like in a box or something.
It's exactly what we want. I want to get like a 2 to 4U rack and have in-ear monitors for Adam and I wireless, Brian wired in. I want XLR from front of house on like a patch bay, boom, power, 1 cable to power it all, and that's it.
1 cable to power it all.
Yeah, and I might see if I can get a patch bay made from Bestronix, but I also need to see what type of gear I need for that rack mount and what is not going to be overkill, because we're mainly just, I want to get a monitor from front of house, not from what I saw, like Fluff has this crazy system where it's like a closed system where you essentially split every fucking signal 2 ways, 1 going to the venue, 1 going to your in-ear monitor rig. I don't want to do that. I just want to get 1 in-ear mix that all 3 of us share, but I don't know how to do that. And I'm asking a couple friends. So Eric Lucero, shout out. He's a professional sound engineer. He does it club. That's his day job, or not night job, I guess, which is cool. Cause I'm like, oh, he does that. He doesn't, he was working at studios and I think Sam Ash or whatever, but now he's like, oh, I'm able to just do live sound only. I'm like, cool. So I was picking his brain. Like, sick. What's cool if a band came and told you to do this and go? And so he's kind of like, all right, let me research this and I'll get back to you. And then I was actually thinking about emailing my Sweetwater rep, or maybe calling him and be like, hey, I actually have a question for you of what I should buy. Can you give me suggestions? I think I'll blow his mind. Like, oh shit, is this real? You actually messaged me? Holy crap.
Holy shit.
He just falls over in his seat. Oh shit. So that's my next goal piece of gear that I'm trying to do is like get a in-ear rack set up that I can bring like 2U, hopefully, maybe 4U, that we can just bring in, plop it, plug in power, plug in XLR. We're done. Nice. And I guess Brian would plug his in-ear in, but Adam and I will be wireless. I already have the receiver for it. Just need to get another transmitter or receiver. I have the transmitter, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that one, once I figure it out, I want to talk about it on the podcast. It'd be super boring.
Yeah.
That's my
I want to hear every detail.
Gear goal for this year is to get that going. All right. Long, what's new? I guess it's been a while since you and I talked, but yeah, just want to tell
thanks about that. Thanks to you.
Yeah. Talk about that. Yeah. Talk about that show. We had a ball, and venue liked us, and they said we will be back. So
nice.
It's good.
Well, and they're part of a bigger network, I think. So you could probably even get on something in LA, because LA is so much fun to play.
Well, if it was a show like that, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, I think they have them in like Orange County and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Orange County's better than LA. Drive-wise, I don't know. I mean, if you live in LA, sorry. I don't know. I'm sure it's cool. But let's get into a topic. You had this one, and I thought it was pretty cool.
You want me to introduce it?
Yeah. Are you going to tell me about Los Angeles? Looked like you were typing in Los
I was looking up where holding company was. Yeah, Los Angeles, the city of angels.
It's like you do this. We mention one thing, and you're like, "Let me Google
that."
Yeah,
I gotta play Jamie to you. I don't want people getting misinformation.
I think we're fine with L.A. We can cover that next week.
Kyle, holding company was what I was looking for. God damn it. Anyways, so I don't know. I don't even know how to introduce this topic. So okay, I guess here we go.
Fender pedals suck ass.
Yeah, Fender pedals suck.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So, you see people. I still see people posting these things. By the way, right? I
don't.
I see I don't mean it in like a lot of them. I see very few where someone picks them up. Like, oh, I got these 2 hammer tone, whatever they are.
Oh, those
the new
2, yeah.
I found these at like a good fucking deal somewhere for like, I don't know. I think they're like $100 or whatever what they're selling for, but they got them for like $60 each or something, like a good deal for pedals, whatever. For shitty pedals, I guess not. But but I'm talking about their other line, like their anodized line, right? So they I've beaten this thing into the ground.
Yeah.
But I see people post on like pedal boards. Like when they have
of Doom, right?
Pedal boards of Doom. I know, sorry. It was Pedal boards of Doom. I love that group, by the way. It's fun.
P-Bod or whatever.
Yeah, I comment on shit. I try not to make people like delete their posts, but
it happens.
Can't stop.
There was this one where a guy had this like, sorry to tangent here, super like elaborate boards. Like, I'm making this bass board. How should I route this? It's like fucking 3 Sans amps, fucking DIs, a rack, like 12 space rack, an amp still running through effects loop, all this shit like that. Now, what should I have in this? And Kyle he's like, yeah, you should run it like this: bass, and then you white it out everything, 1 Sans amp, and then just going to the front of his amp. And he's like, yeah, route it like this. He's like, the guy got so pissed,
got so mad,
and I thought that was hilarious. You took his image that he probably took forever to Photoshop, and then Kyle in MS Paint just
erased everything. So I was actually like, this is like, as a joke, this is how you should do it.
Yeah.
Keep it fucking simple because like something's going to break.
Care that you're and the dude was like, signal 3 or 4 ways.
The dude got super mad at me and he's like, I can't help it if this confuses you or you get confused easily. I'm like, all right, personal attack. All right. I wasn't attacking you. Mm-hmm. All right. And like other people were commenting the same thing, but I was the only one who had like an image, so he went after me hardcore.
It was a PA, borderline OL, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so people post, or at least one person, or maybe let's say 2 people have posted on that group where they have like a Fender pedal on, and it just bugs me. And I'm not the only one who goes, "How are those? Do those sound good?" Oh yes, these. It's like almost like a robotic response. Oh yes, these sound amazing. They are great
like
pedal.
These people are plants. Like, they're not real. Like somebody at like Fender, like they're like, okay, now you need to go into this group and then pretend you're a normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take this pedal home, but bring it back. This is the only one we made.
For the love of God, take off your Fender shirt and your profile pic.
Yeah. Take off your Fender boots and
your Fender fedora, please.
Yeah. But so some of these pedals, right? So we've talked about before, right? That they have like 4 reverb pedals like in different configurations.
Yeah,
they have like
dunked on. They have the feet reverb or Fender pedals before. Yeah.
Yeah. They're the same pugilist but in different names. Like cool.
They keep just making pedals that nobody asked for.
Yeah, no one asked for any of those.
And then I never see them on boards ever anywhere. Never have I ever. Not on social media, not in IRL. Nobody like talks about them unless they're like paid to on a podcast or a YouTube channel. Like you don't see them. And so that's why it's like you see somebody with it on their board and they gotta get the 3rd degree. I'm like, hey, is this are you a fucking plant?
Yeah. Yeah, people. Yeah, and I comment like, "How much are they paying you?" Like I've done that, where I'm like, he's a fucking he is not real, or he's just he's on the fucking payroll, dude.
Yeah.
They threaten me. They have my family. They
to play a fucking pugilist.
Yeah, pugilist. God, they should have a pug on the front of that.
Yeah. They fugged up without a pug.
So I know we rag on them a lot, but and we've mentioned it before, like they should lean into the things that they are good at, right? Mm-hmm. So we know that they're good at making guitars, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of Fender amps, but they have they're legendary.
Yeah.
Right? People love their amps.
A lot of people do.
Why have they not? And maybe they will eventually, but they need to. This is my idea, is they need to have a amp sim pedal. They need to lean into this. They need to have they need to provide some of these, and some of these amps they're never going to make again, right?
Yeah.
Some of their...
I mean, they have a shit ton of great amps.
Yeah.
And they already rip off Strymon enough, but they haven't ripped off the Iridium. Or kind of like the Walrus, ACS one?
Yeah, ACS, Iridium. What's the other one that's kind of... Anyways, there's another one.
Two amp cab DI pedals that I can think of. So, and like, Fender could totally do that. Like, you ripped off fucking everything else that Strymon does. Why don't you rip off this? And I kind of like this idea of like, what Fender amps could they use? They already have the fucking licenses for them. They could even just say, this is a blank.
They're going with these pedals that they're making now. Yeah. They're going like into unknown territory.
Yeah.
Not that they've never made a reverb, they've never made a tremolo, they've never made these things. Those are in the amps, right? Those are circuits that exist in the amps. I assume that they're just, in a digital. Yeah. They're not, because I know those pedals aren't analog. Yeah. I guess they could be, but
they could, digitally model their famous amp
effects, right? Yeah. But they should be doing the amps.
Well, yeah,
they should be leaning. Yeah, they should be leaning into that.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
What I think this is your topic.
There you go.
What 3 amps would you choose in a pedal?
3 amps. I just wrote down amps I think would be cool to see in there. But
I was thinking 3 because I think the Strymon and Walrus have 3. I chose 3. So I don't know. But, you want to go first? I have a list here.
I have a list, but you go first. I'll just X the ones off that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take some off your list here, but
that's fine.
I'm thinking have a clean amp, and what's the one that comes to mind first? Maybe deluxe reverb, but I'm thinking the twin reverb. Come on.
Yeah.
Have a clean amp like that, and that's your clean amp, and then your crunch kind of amp. A Fender Tweed 57 Deluxe. So that's like when you think of a Tweed amp, not just the covering, but that's the style amp. The 57 Tweed Deluxe, the 1x12.
Yeah, I mean, these are, I'm thinking like, you have your everyday Fender amps that you can have on there that you can just kind of select. Mm-hmm. But it would also be cool if they had the available, you could go into amps they don't even make anymore. Or like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a stupid idea, but like you have your Princetons, but you have like an older style Princeton that you'll never ever see. Like you see like the ones that everyone has, but there's like a 59 or whatever. They could have like their retro. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, they model the 65 Princeton.
Yeah.
That's the one they have now. That'd be cool. I mean, even if it's just like, I think legacy amps too. Like a Princeton and deluxe reverb.
Yeah, Blues Junior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one I don't have on my, the 3 I would choose, but I have that listed. I have never played a Blues Junior before. I feel like I should, right?
Well, yeah, that's like you should play every amp that you see. I mean, duh.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's like a good, your basic. This is an amp, and it does an amp thing. It's good. Is it great? No. Is it, good enough for clean? Does it break up a little bit? Cool. If you need the edge of breakup, stack your pedals in front of it. Cool. It does that.
Yeah.
And, back in the day, used to listen to Guitar Nerds, and that was like their favorite amp. They said, it kind of just does everything just pretty good. Yeah. It's giggable. You can have practice. Not too crazy big for recording. Not too loud for at home. It's pretty fucking good. Like, is it great? No. Is it going to be like your heavy metal type thing? No.
No.
Probably put a pedal in front of it. It gets you close enough, right? If you're playing at just like a local pub, with your band, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like always listen to like, that was like their favorite amp. And I'm like, Back when I think they used to work in a guitar store, it was always like, what's your the basic? I need a guitar amp that's like, what does it do? It makes guitar sounds. Cool. How about a fucking Blues Junior?
Yeah.
So that's one I would like. I would like to try that. I'd like to try it.
You have another one? I mean,
well, my third one. So the 57 Tweed Deluxe was your crunchy kind of amp there, and then high gain. I'm thinking EVH 5150.
There you go.
Because
it's technically a Fender amp.
It's a Fender.
You schooled me on this earlier.
Fender owned company, EVH, and the really cool amp that I would like to have, don't need, is a white EVH 5153, the 50 watt version. And I'm like, okay, the cleans on that are pretty fucking good. And then the high gain, I'm like, oh my God. Oh, real nice.
Yeah.
Buddy had one, and okay, he's like, I like it for clean. I'm like, it's a high gain amp. I'm gonna try it. He's like, no, I use my pedals on the clean. I'm like, I really like my pedals, and I just stack them. I'm like, just like I'm like, and just like it's his amp. What am I gonna say?
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty funny that I'm like, you have this high gain monster, and you're like, I stack my pedals in front of it to get a good metal sound. I'm like, but hey, to each their own. Anyways, cool amp. So that's kind of the ones that I had. But you had mentioned a bunch of different other Fender amps that could possibly be in there.
Yeah, I mean, you could even do like the Bassman.
Yeah.
Some of those Showman. Mm-hmm. Some of those man amps.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I had one other. I had was it Vibrachamp is another one.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Champ too.
Yeah,
or the Tweed Champ or whatever, because
the Champ Pro or something, right? There's another one.
Yeah, I think there's like
it's a bunch of Champs. All right, Champ.
Yeah, you're right. There's a bunch of different Champs. I'm thinking maybe like the Tweed Champ. It was like 5 watt, 10-inch speaker. Just like you turn that thing all the way up and just like just crank that bitch.
Crank that bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Wait. It's like crank that
bitch. Yeah.
Crank that bitch.
Slap on a crack. Anyways, I think that was it. I mean, I was thinking the Bassman, like those big ass amps that you don't want to ever haul around would be nice to have in a fucking pedal. And then you could flip through the cabs and speaker combos they have, and mic did, the mic just, the air between the mic
just
and
having it in like a pedal form, so like not. Yeah, it's digital inside, but it's like all analog, just control face. Like I think the Iridium is really fucking cool. And if they like Fender did something like that.
Go ahead. I mean, I get why they wouldn't do it, because they want to sell amps, right? But no one's gonna. I mean, people are gonna buy like 1 or 2 amps, 3 amps, maybe.
Yeah.
They're not gonna buy all of 15 amps that you offer.
Well, that too, and then like people who buy like ampless solutions aren't like.
Yeah. They're not gonna one day go
50 watt, half stack today, or can I buy a pedal? And just go DI. No, they're buying that for a solution or they don't have the space or loud, they can't be loud or whatever on stage, or they record using that. I know a lot of people like really like the Strymon, and Walrus shit and fucking Helix, all that stuff, because it's like how easy it is for a recording solution or for playing out. Like maybe, a lot of people are playing, churches or controlled events where it's like they don't need a fucking loud ass amp. And then they maybe don't like Helix and Axe-Fx and shit like that with all the menus and crazy screens, which it does have. And you need a fucking computer to use a fractal, for me at least, to dial it in. I'm like, okay. But whereas like the, feedback from, people who like the Strymon shit is like they dial in like a pedal or an amp. Because it's like, you want more bass? Turn up the bass. Turn more treble, mid, blah, blah, blah. How loud do you want it? I don't know. You turn it up louder or turn it down. No,
I guess you could also throw in the Hot Rod DeVille too into that. I know it's not like a super sought after amp, but sorry, I'm just kind of.
They have so many amps that you could choose from, and then
there's so many. Yeah,
you could even have
for a guitar company. They have so many fucking amps.
Yeah, even not, which is confusing, but the new bass bands, that are their bass amps. those are fucking great. Like their professionals play them. They love them. You could use those. Put one of those in there, and now you have a bass solution.
800. I was looking at the specs on this. 800 watt head. But is it a freaking tube amp? I don't think so.
Which one?
Just the bass amp. Hybrid bass. So it's not, obviously. Hybrid bass. I'm looking at Sweetwater, dude. Yeah. Wait for my rep to hit me up, dude. Oh, I saw you were looking at that Fender bass, man.
Oh, I saw that you.
Oh, mate.
Oh, you got money for me.
Oh, looks like I see you fucking cruising the web. you swung by X videos and then you came over to fucking Sweetwater. You're on porno for quite a long time, it looks like.
Oh,
he's from fucking like
downtown
London.
Anyways, I like that was a fun little topic.
Stupid, yeah. Sorry.
We got our listeners here. Got to go, visit the web. They got to go to the porn hubs and the X videos.
We'll link them in the description.
Link in the description. Kyle's favorite playlist.
Yeah. Sophie D all day. Let me just hit you with a couple.
Stupid that would be. You make a playlist of your favorite porn videos.
Why do you get even dumb? You ever look at the comments? You're like, why am I looking at the comments on this stuff?
Well,
thanks. They're like the person's reading that. Like it's ripped off of another website. Like they're coming to this. Like the person, the actors and actresses in they're gonna see that.
I mentioned the one.
Why are you wasting your time?
Somebody's like, hey, when you're done with this, come add me on Call of Duty. I need people for my squad.
Hit me up on when you guys are done. I need you to focus too.
My Xbox tag is so and so.
I need you focus like a fucking laser after.
Yeah.
After you finish.
After you crumb. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Clarity. I need it.
Yeah. The post jerk clarity. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Focus, please, people.
You're focused.
All right.
Anyways,
so we're getting silly here. Come on, Kyle. Come on.
I'm
man.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Getting too rowdy over there. Calm down.
I know. Ava Adams, she's know what I'm saying? God.
Okay. I'm bringing it in for a landing, Kyle.
Yeah.
Just want to say thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. We really appreciate that. Sorry that it was a bit late here, but hey, we're not skipping a week. So, I know we are have done that in the past, but we're not doing it this week. So thank you.
The past is the past.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if you want to follow along with the show, you can do so on social media. We're on Instagram at the Tone Jerks, and then we're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. We have a page as well. Like the page, we do nothing over there, but join the group and we do some shit over there, like the community aspect that we got going on over there. And then we're on YouTube, posting videos of the podcast, video form. And then getting some other videos that I'm working on. I'm going to try and this year I'm at least start off with the first video. Eventually, it's already going to be February soon. Oops. But yeah, getting videos over there. Give us a sub over there. And then you can help support the show on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. Get the special super secret Patreon feed. You get all the shit behind the paywall, all the good stuff. All Kyle's favorite playlists over there on Patreon.
I only give them out to patrons actually. So
you got to pay the $2 to get Kyle's picks.
My my crumb list.
Yeah, the crumb bum list. Over there, Patreon.com. Get the support. And just for that, we want to give you all a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it right here.
Why don't you give a name list, right?
I got.
No, okay. Boom, got him.
Yeah. Oh shit! I almost gave up all my secrets. Yeah, I got the name list right here. First on the list.
Give it to me, baby.
Yeah, Andrew Walsh.
Oh, he's on your list actually. That's Kyle's. Actually.
Oh shit! Yeah, this is the
Kyle's secret list is just going to everybody's Facebook.
Andrew. Yeah. Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Second Button Podcast. Feet pics, anyone? Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Chris from 37 Effects, Joe from the Like Mind Network, like his network.
Yeah.
By the way, Will Lehue from Energy Weapon, and Tony DeGraw from the Signal Path podcast. They're all doing Masters of the Cinematic Universe and the Just Surprise Me podcast, and Texas State Boggle Champs and Texas Size 10-4.
All right.
Whew. Got through that one.
Yep.
I got to streamline those guys.
Podcasting devils over there.
I know. Busy bees.
Yeah.
And I say bees, I mean bitches. We have RJ Smith from Teletalks, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, fighting Irish, that guy, Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum, Kevin E. Quits from Quits Guitars, Co Schneider from the band Night Tides, touring your city soon, Alvaro Viramontes, Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars, Mel Chibson of Chibson Guitars, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Fahey from Shadowhounds, the band, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects, Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, Mike Oxbig,
oh yeah,
Hugh G-Rection, and Denny Whacked It, Zach Hale, Eric Merrow from YouTube and Instagram, Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast, Tim Noack from Bardic Audio Devices, Tyler Rhines from Tyler Casey Riffs on Instagram, Matthew Fenslaw, Michael McVeigh, Matthew Davis, Chase Stevens, and Pete from over there.
All right.
And that's the list.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, sorry we're late. But, I think we'll be on time.
No, you're late.
Yeah.
You're late.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.